Moin, ihr Baggerluten. Und sorry für diesen Cliffhanger, aber ich konnte es mir nicht verkneifen. Ja, und da hinten kamen wir. Dann würde ich mal sagen, push the button.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now. It'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Was? Nein.
Time...
Oh. Au. Wir sind doch gestorben. Und nu? Hallo? 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 Du verarsch mich doch jetzt. Du zeigst mir doch jetzt nicht durchgängig einen schwarzen Bildschirm, oder was? Nee, das glaube ich nicht. Nee. Nee, das könnt ihr mir doch nicht erzählen jetzt hier. Hallo? Hallo? Nee, das glaube ich nicht. Moment. Da bin ich jetzt mal kurz. Nein? Hallo? Nee. Ich bin mal kurz mit dem Handy jetzt mal am Googeln, ob hier irgendwas passiert. Hallo? Nee, nö. Moment. Ich muss mal irgendwie... Ich will mich jetzt auch nicht spoilern. Ich muss nur einmal kurz die Überschriften lesen. Das ist doch... Hallo? Nee. Hallo? Die verarschen mich doch. Ich kann das hier, ohne mich zu spoilern, könnte ich jetzt nicht weiterlesen, deswegen mache ich das nicht. Der verarscht mich doch. Hallo? Ist das... Ihr verarscht mich doch! Das gibt's doch nicht! Das kann doch nicht sein, dass das hier jetzt endet, oder was? Hallo? Schwarzer Bildschirm ist voll scheiße. Hallo? Oder ist das Spiel abgestürzt? Nee, ist es nicht. Nee. Hier bleibt ja nichts anderes übrig. Was soll denn das? Das ist doch... merkwürdig. Ganz, ganz merkwürdig. What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What the... Ich glaube, hier hat jemand nicht aufgerufen. Kann mal jemand der Putze Bescheid geben? Was? Jetzt ist es echt konfus. Okay, aber nur bis hier. Was ist denn... Das ist mir irgendwie merkwürdig. Okay, ich glaube, wir gehen mal weiter, oder?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ich weiß jetzt nicht, soll ich jetzt wieder da hochgehen, oder?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley
Wir gehen mal hoch und beeilen uns
walked
jetzt
upstairs to his
mal.
boss's office.
Was war das? Ich hab's mir gerade aufgeschrieben. Scheiße, wo steht das denn jetzt? 2845 oder?
Stepping
Steht denn
into
das?
his manager's office,
Ich hab's mir gerade
Stanley
aufgeschrieben.
was once again stunned to discover
Scheiße, wo steht das?
indication of
Da
any
2845.
human life.
Schnell
What could
beeilen.
it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk,
Komm.
pulling books off the shelf,
8,
looking behind
4, 5.
paintings. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible,
Was?
he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Nee.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Nee. Dein Ernst? Dein Ernst? Ich glaub's nicht. Ja, geil. Jetzt haben wir eine Zwangspause. Super. Kann ich Klavier dazu spielen?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into
Zur
the
Hölle?
opened passageway.
Wie, ja. Okay, wir gehen da nochmal hin. Mal gucken, ob die Erzählerin in diesem Fall jetzt mal was anderes sagt. So ganz an Thema, Mensch, du bist ja schon wieder hier, obwohl du weißt, dass du stirbst. Und so. Das ist total verrückt. Das ist vollkommen verrückt. Ich find's echt
Stanley
gut.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Nope.
Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Glaubst du wirklich?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Ist mir egal,
At this
egal.
point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Hamburger mit Senf, ist mir egal. Der Text war Roboter mit Senf, ist mir egal. Ich hüpf hier runter, ist mir egal. Gucke hoch und falle, ist mir egal. Loading, loading, mir egal. Loading, loading, mir egal. Das ist ein echt schlimmer Ohrwurm. Aber zurzeit gibt es sowieso ganz schön viele schlimme Ohrwürmer irgendwie. Das ist, geht das schon wieder los. Kennt ihr das Lied Fickt euch alle? Ich liebe den Song.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Nein. Nein. Und jetzt? Wieder das Gleiche. Okay.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Nö, passiert nicht. Heute nicht. Heute nicht.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Ja, lass mich doch mal durchlaufen da. Hilfe. Mann.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Okay, bevor wir das machen, ich habe, glaube ich, gerade noch was gefunden. Ihr habt das wohl gemerkt, dass ich gerade kurz was... Okay. Ja, okay. Es wird wohl nichts passieren, wenn ich das gerade gesehen habe.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't
Okay, stopp. So. Ja, alles klar. Wir müssen tatsächlich neu starten, bevor das passiert. Ich habe jetzt tatsächlich mich da jetzt gespoilert, ob da jetzt was passiert, weil ich will euch ja auch was Anständiges zeigen. Das wäre ja blöd, wenn ich das nicht kann. Quasi. Na? Und so.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along.
Das ist auch neu.
I got what I wanted. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Ja, okay. Wir machen das einfach mal so, ganz normal weiter. Wir gehen jetzt aber mal unten lang.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Also ich wollte noch mal gucken, ob es da noch eine Alternative irgendwie zu gibt oder so. Ich hätte oder gehofft, dass noch eine andere Gesprächsoption kommt. Don't get fired.
Feeling a wave of
Hier lang.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Nee.
Staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Wie du siehst, habe ich das nicht getan. Was ist hier denn? Warte mal, waren wir hier nicht schon mal? Bin mir nicht sicher. Auto.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He
Richtig.
considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For
Zum
example,
Beispiel?
why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
LOL.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control. that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the full weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
Wach auf. Wach
I'm
auf.
through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Okay. Jetzt? Nee, ich bin immer noch hier. Scheiße.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice?
Es wird alles rot. Hilfe!
And everything went black.
Das war gerade noch rot. Hallo?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What? The fuck?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Ja. Das war komisch. Aber gut. Sagt mir nicht, wie können Sie jetzt spielen? Ach, schade. Cool. Liebe Leute, das war's mit dieser Aufnahme. Vielen lieben Dank fürs Zusehen. Guckt doch mal gerne auf Facebook oder sonst wo vorbei oder gerne auch mal auf die anderen Playlists. Eieiei, also da wird was passieren und kommen und so und einiges. Dinge werden gemacht werden und so. Geile Nummer. Also ich mag das Spiel echt. Ich muss mal gucken, ob ich noch was finde oder nicht. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich das Spiel jetzt schon ob ich dem Spiel schon alle möglichen Endings entlocken konnte oder nicht oder doch. Wir wissen das noch nicht. Wir müssen gucken. Vielen lieben Dank fürs Zusehen. Bis morgen. Winke, winke. Ciao. Genau. Und tschüss.